Hello, greetings, and welcome everyone to this news video. I am the Ninjaneer. The topics we are covering today are as follows. Rich Rodriguez. Aptera plus RepairPal equals closer to production. Drive the lightning on Aptera deliveries. Germany sold more electric than gas. Batteries can be recycled thousands of times. Honda Prologue canceled. And things that I liked. Let's get going. Alright, the first topic of conversation today is a video by Rich Rodriguez. He does a fantastic bit of coverage on where he believes the Aptera stock is going and how it's going and why. I would suggest checking it out. Speaking of great videos, Drive the Lightning put out a video with respect to their thoughts about Aptera coming out in 5 months, basically. How likely they think it is and what have you. It is a solid video. It is a very short video, but it is also very enlightening when it comes to their views. They ask questions, and I made a comment down there somewhere if you guys want to do your comments and whatnot, get this video some engagement. If you haven't watched it already, I would suggest checking it out. So some pretty big news this week. Aptera partnered with RepairPal to basically get people certified on their vehicle so that when the Aptera comes out, there will be thousands of repair shops already ready to handle repairing the Aptera. There are several types of different opinions and things like that on this particular topic. In fact, one of those views was submitted by one of you wonderful subscribers. Basically, it was a very well-written article that went into all of the nitty-gritty and the details about what exactly we can expect from the RepairPal partnership based on what they are already doing in the automotive world. Yeah, really fantastic bit of article. I will probably end up putting that article down below, but I'm not gonna spoil it here because it does a pretty good job of telling you what the article's about up front, and I didn't want to do that whole thing. One of the cool things about this particular bit of news is that you can actually go to the the RepairPal website, and you can find a repair shop close to you. So I am going to go ahead and put in Colorado Springs, and I'm going to just put in a, let's see, I'll look for, what is that thing called? Slingshot, the Polaris Slingshot. Polaris, nope, maybe not. Okay, so I'll just go for a smaller car like a Mini, and then I'll search and see how many establishments are near me, and I would suggest you guys do the exact same thing so that you kind of have an idea of what's going on here. Most of the places near me are closed because today is Sunday, but as you can see, there are quite a few, 12, 14, 18 total repair clinics that are quote-unquote near me. I would say that some of these are not necessarily near me because they're like North Briargate and things like that. But over all of Colorado Springs, there's 20-ish locations, 21 locations that I could decide to go to. Yeah, so just to get a general idea of how close you are to a repair shop that will service your Aptera, I would suggest going to the website and just throwing in a vehicle. I put in the Mini because it's a small vehicle, and that way you can kind of see where exactly you stand in this regard. But yeah, Aptera is partnering with an organization that seems to have a lot of connections in the Colorado Springs area, maybe more connections to come, but yeah. This is a really cool partnership, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, by the way, it is worth noting that there are still quite a few logistical things that have not been ironed out, like how these places are going to get parts, how Aptera is going to supply the parts, and things like that. I believe those should be ironed out sometime in the near-ish future. I'm sure that because RepairPal does this with other companies for their business, they will probably have ways to help optimize their supply chain and things like that, or so I'm hoping. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Okay, so basically, EVs are now king in Germany. Germany is, as you guys know, the birthplace of the car. Not to be confused with the Ford Model T, that was like the first mass produced car. The first vehicle ever, like the first automobile as we know them today, was made in Germany. And so the fact that they are now sitting at basically a 51% EV adoption rate, it is wild. It is so crazy to see. In fact, all over Europe, they are more or less outselling gas cars at this point. Let's see. I believe the UK was a place as well that had that just happened a little while ago. That the EV sales outstripped the ICE vehicle sales. Yeah, this is a trend that's really happening more or less all over the world. It's just that Europe is now hitting their stride with this thing as well. It's really cool news, really interesting news, and I'm looking forward to the day that the US can say the same, but as it stands, we appear to be at least 10 years behind everybody else with respect to EV adoption and even EV technology at this point. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is a story that I missed from last week. Colorado has taken a big step forward with respect to recycling batteries. They have outlined the requirements for recycling batteries in Colorado. And this is batteries of all types and sizes, including electric vehicles. So this is really cool that they've got the legislation put together and the standards put together so that whenever recycling does hit the Colorado state in any sort of volume, we'll have the regulation set up so that people can just build their factory, plug into the system, and start recycling batteries. I think this is a really cool step forward. Speaking of battery recycling, the process of battery recycling is something that I decided to go ahead and copy paste here to kind of coincide with the previous story. It is also worth noting that, as far as we know, battery recycling can happen thousands of times with the same materials. So you grind up the materials, you melt it down, you separate the components with electrolysis or electric currents or whatever they use to recycle these days, the batteries. So, go through that whole process. That whole process can be repeated thousands of times. So literally the number of uses that you can get out of a battery is so many more than just 1,000 cycles before that battery is more or less spent. The materials for the batteries can last tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years, because those materials don't wear out. It makes so much more sense than burning gas once and losing it forever that I am having trouble trying to understand why we have not done this many, many years ago. Yeah, it is a wild thing. The fact that this is happening and that it is recycling, that we are recycling stuff and that we are setting up the regulations is a great step towards energy independence and the ability to survive on battery electric vehicles. I can hardly wait to see where Colorado goes with this, where recycling in general goes with this. I wonder if Colorado's not trying to become like a hub for recycling. Maybe that's something that they're looking into. I think that would be a great idea. especially if they regulate it well. So we'll see how that goes. You know, there are some pieces of news that when you read them, you're kind of in disbelief, and then a wave of bothered comes over you. That's what this is. Honda has killed off its only electric vehicle in the United States, the Prologue, after a couple of years. They cite a lack of sales as the reason, but the lack of sales is because of the EV tax credit being removed. There's a lot that I could say about this, but what I am going to say that is not angry is that I hope that they figure themselves out sooner than later when it comes to how to make an EV that sells and that is profitable for them. I wish that for all of the companies that are dragging their feet on electric vehicles, because pretty soon it is going to be the standard. The world is transitioning to EVs, and the longer we wait, the worse off we are going to be. Speaking of the United States and all U.S. companies that are making cars. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. There are pieces of the puzzle that kind of make sense because this is a GM vehicle with the Honda badge, and you know they don't necessarily like working with other people. The partnerships don't always go so well. Yeah, I understand conceptually why the Prologue might have been canceled, but it's still frustrating. Yeah. Okay, so there was only one thing that I liked today. Well, this week rather, with respect to interesting stories and whatnot. So this gentleman did a video. You remember how I said that I wished I could make a 45-minute video about why Elon's space data centers don't make any sense whatsoever? This is more or less that video for the ground version of AI, and how he basically dissects all of the claims that AI is making and their growth and development, how much energy it would take and things like that. He does all of the intense 45-minute video that I wanted to do. So if you were curious about what my space AI centers would look like as a 45-minute video, this is the ground version of that. It is such a good video, so comprehensive, so all-encompassing. Everything was well covered. Everything was well explained. It was a phenomenal video. So check it out if you are interested in how wildly impractical data centers in general are. And yeah, it's a pretty solid video. All right, that will about do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Once More Than Engineer. If you like this video, please do all of those YouTube-y things, the liking, the subscribing, the hyping, and I will catch you guys next time. In fact, oh my. Whoa.